What is the voice of victimhood? It says, I am scared and I'm in a bad situation. There is no other way. How could I change this situation? This is all I can do, and I'm doing my best, and I am all alone. The victimhood does not stop with the voice of poor little me. The mood of victimhood is, this has been done to me, and I am powerless to do anything about it, so I will act out. A victim is eventually a danger, not only to herself or himself, but also danger to others. When you're feeling like a victim, whatever you do is justified to yourself. And people and tribes and nations trapped in the mood of victimization do terrible things to themselves and others. Recognizing one's own victimhood is not easy because it generally occurs as a double blindness, meaning first you're playing the role of a victim which is costing you your power. Second, you're unaware that you're playing the role of a victim. Our interest is to cure this double blindness. The process of waking up and owning your victimhood starts with recognizing and taking full responsibility for whatever is happening in the life that is not satisfying to you. The process of healing begins with the recognition that there is a lack of power in victimhood. We need to see how in our lives we have become trapped by some reason, by some story of our victimhood that we think is very rational, but it's actually not. Victimhood is something that does not come to you from others, but it is invented by yourself as a reaction to something that has happened. I am not saying that something unfortunate or something violent or something damaging has not happened with you. I am not saying that you have invited the violence or terribleness yourself in your life. I am saying that something of what has happened to you, you have invented that meaning yourself. The human being is kind of an animal that lives a life of meaning. Anything that happens, we make meaning from it. In a manner of speaking, we are the machines that make meaning of everything. But we are not aware of this process of meaning making that goes on unobserved in our lives. In your head, you may have developed sophisticated, rational, and logical reasons for your victimhood and how you're unable to do anything about it, or at least not in a profound way. You may make superficial changes in your life, but any change made in life from the position of a victim does not lead to power, but more of the same that you had before. This victimhood is like a bad mood that is invented by us and that has trapped us. And this mood of being a victim leaves us with zero power. And as a victim, we can only complain, we can be martyrs, we can look very poor and innocent, we can act out with violence in response, but we cannot have real power. How is it that we get trapped by our victimhood despite our best intentions to be powerful in life? This has to do with our reptilian brain, the small brain that was developed long before the more sophisticated mammalian brain, also known as the frontal lobe. The reptilian brain wants comfort and routine. Yes, we are addicted to comfort and routine. We want to party, we want to feel good and comfortable, we want to follow the routine and monotony. When something gets in the way of our routine, we become victims of that thing. The nature of life is such that everything is changing all the time, from the microscopic world to the macro world. At the subatomic level, Particles are going in and out of existence millions of times every second. At a large macro level, this change is slower and constant. Scientists tell us that our universe is constantly changing, and this change also occurs in our relationships, in the psychological and physical bodies of other people and ourselves. But we refuse to see change as opportunities. Most of us, most of the time, in the Western world, live in the moods of victims. We hate change. When change occurs, we become victims of change. We imagine ourselves unable to do anything about what is changing. At first, we try to stop the change from occurring, but that does not work. Since we fail to stop the change from occurring, we believe ourselves to be powerless to do anything about it. Accepting what has changed and what is still changing gives us a brand new place to stand. We can develop a certain kind of mood with which we not only accept change, but welcome change and anticipate change. Only then we could see what might be possible and available, something we did not see before. In the mood of a victim, one can never see clearly what is really going on, what is really changing, and what new possibilities and actions are possible. The actions and possibilities available to victim are limited and have the quality of vengeance, resentment, and hopelessness.